Hello, welcome to Fable Table, an actual play live stream focused on critical world building, corroborative storytelling, and finding the fun in games. I am your host, ApolloNik, and this is my show now. Hello, Internet. How are you, my players, my friends?
Hey, John. I'm doing well. It's been a snowy week. How are the rest of you doing?
What about you, Ian? Oh, it's hot down there.
It's quite the opposite. Not a single flake of snow anywhere to be seen.
I'm jealous. What about you? Other Nick, also known as Lil Coron?
Oh, man. Yeah, mixed bag. When's nap time, though?
Nap time's in 30 minutes from now. It coincides with story time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Guys, this is our first session of, well, it says Birds of Ashore episode 16 on the Twitch channel, but it's also known as the Sins of Stormfire session 1. So welcome, one and all. If we're done with announcements, though, are we done with announcements and greetings? Are we ready to just jump straight in?
Oh my god, it's time.
Okay. Guys, I like to do a little preamble to lead us into the narrative. Normally, this goes for like 2,000 to 5,000 words, a full-on book chapter, but I know Millman would not be able to survive that. So instead, I'm going to keep it to a short, brisk 200 words. Are you guys ready?
I'm ready. 200 words I can
Perfect.
do. Let's do this.
Well, why don't we start our adventure far from where your characters originated from? Except for one of you, I suppose. You, who were reborn under the Forge Hammers from the broken world that sits above a grand city. Cute camera. Get the art on the street. That two of you passed through to enter this country-sized palace city of golden walls. Carried here on wings powered by small tempests, the metal hands of your bearers shocking you, you will see many wondrous things while passing above the city of Azurheim, one of the last great cities that are not under threat by the endless forces of destruction and the dead. Below, you have seen millions of people hard at work moving throughout the city made of metal and glass. Above, you see the patrolling protectors of the city, creating contrails of storm clouds and lightning that comes from the core of a dead world where all life originated from. Staring in awe at the grand cradle of the gods, suspended in the sky and surrounded by rings of metal, you cannot help but feel stunned at its magnificence. And you're heading to a small section of this great ring, feeling the electricity in the air as you are brought onto a landing that, strange enough, looks down upon the city below you. Your perspective dizzily shifts as you are both upside down and right side up. And as you catch your bearings, who do these Sylvaneth and Dwarden see as they are lowered onto the grand landing pad that leads into your forge home? Millman, would you please describe your character for us?
My character, his name is... Oh, I didn't even write on my sheet. Fuck. Oh, no, I did. It's it's funny because I actually polled for this name and I was like, that's pretty sick. Good job, Paul. I've got Rarius Trakos. He is a large... Actually, do you have the art up on your thing? I actually put effort into this bitch.
I do. I have your token. However, it is incredibly small when I pull it onto the screen. So why don't I go ahead and make that fucking huge for us? Okay, why don't I just drag that motherfucker around like a clown?
It's like a...
I swear.
Blue-gray armored man with gold trims on every segment.
There we
glowing There we go.
Oh, sick.
That's my beautiful boy right there. With his great sword over his shoulder, probably. You don't want your
Hell
sword to touch
yeah.
the ground.
You never do. And scabbards, as we all know, are for losers who have peace in mind. And who is it that this Stormcast Eternal, a almost 9-foot tall, 400-pound man made of metal, looks down upon? Why don't we start with our Dwarden character?
Absolutely. So he looks down upon Braga. Braga is a Dwarden and specifically a Fire Slayer, but many of the features that make a Fire Slayer so striking in combat and it's just striking in general are more pale and faded in her figure. She's got long hair spiked up towards the sky, as many of their kind do. But the hair is sort of a pale red, almost like what you could imagine if it was sun bleached extremely heavily. And her face appears almost ghost-like. And as many of her clan are, she's well muscled. She doesn't have crazy bulging muscles as many of the warriors do. She wears a decorative piece of brass across her chest and has a maze tattooed on her back.
See.
Very cool.
And what about you, Sylvaneth?
Yes, so I am playing Kelp Mistress Kalara. She is a Sylvaneth, so her body appears to be made of wood, very like defined, kind of muscular looking, though very thin in stature. She looks like an anthropomorphic tree. Very unmodest in the fact that she just doesn't really wear any clothes. But doesn't really have, any shame to her body being out there. She looks like she's wearing a very sleek mask with these kind of like glowing red eyes and open mouth. There are these kind of glowing green sigils on her forehead, and extending from there are these kind of like branch-like antlers, and dangling from like these kind of openings at the ends, these kind of like exposed openings along the branches are like dangling seaweed and kelp. And it kind of like hangs over her back, almost like a cloak. She walks with this long stick that has a glowing blue scythe at the end. And kind of nestled on her shoulders, you can kind of see as the kelp sways as she walks, is a little kind of 4 foot long but thin snake-like grub.
I will pull out your little companion, the bitter grub.
Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome. You three, technically four, look at one another. Combined, you are a strange lot. Allies, mostly, on paper. The free peoples who fall under the banner of the forces of order are very independent for the most part. The Stormcast do not really enjoy the Fire Slayers, who are more mercenary and more attached to the mortal peoples of the realm rather than fully dedicated to the destruction of chaos, as well as the Sylvaneth, who are ultimately reclusive, hidden away within their realm known as Gyron. For our branch witch, this great tree person that channels the life energies of the cosmos, it is unthinkable for you to leave Gyron, to be here in the court of another god, rather than Alariel, whose song you can no longer hear here. And of course, for our Olrung Fire Slayer, you definitely do not belong in Azerheim. You have territory and ancestral holds within Shaiish, where the evil god known as Nagash rises the dead to all sorts of nefarious deeds. It has only been a few centuries since the diminishment of your clan, where the undead struck all across the cosmos. And here you three stand, summoned under a common cause, to take the oath of a Soulbound, to forge your Soulfire together, and then to strike until you fall against chaos and any who threatens civilization. There is a great chance that we as players know isn't really that big of a deal. But for your characters, any one of you can die during this process. It's no guarantee that your soul will be strong enough to survive the reforging and the binding together. But should you persevere and find unity within your three's goals, you will become monsters of your people. Trakos, you have been ordered by a certain marshal to bring these two with you down into the halls where the venerated dead are and where your marshal awaits. What do you say to your new sisters? And a grub?
Come this way. The marshal is waiting.
The city is quite grand. I thank you for the escort. I would have gotten lost surely without your help.
Braga just gives a curt nod.
You just see his head move backwards and forwards, like talk between them as they talk. It's just like, indeed. Let's keep going.
And don't worry, the grub will not be joining in our soul binding. It is simply my pet.
This nearly 6 foot long, very cylindrical creeper just looks at you with its unblinking eye. I suppose both Braga and Trakos. It lets out a little screech.
Tap, tap. Its head on my shoulder.
It recedes quickly, not liking to be touched.
Lead the way.
Trakos, do you lead the way properly, or do you
Of
do
course.
a little shenanigans immediately?
We just go for we take the scenic route, just walk a long way down. No,
Perfect.
Yeah, we'll head straight there.
You are within the halls of Sigmaron, and with your very serious guide who understands the duty that comes with this, as well as the personal sacrifice you two are making for his god. You will be entreated to sites that most mortals don't even know about. You walk beyond the great gleaming halls that shine like silver and are illuminated by static blue lightning or motes of souls that are crossing, inspecting, and waiting to be reforged. You pass by several sentries clad in gold with blue trim, the honor guard of Sigmar, who do not leave Azerheim. You will go into a garden of silver trees that have caught moonlight of moons now long destroyed. They are beautiful, and many Stormcast Eternals train under them within their light. going through trials of combat to better familiarize themselves with their new bodies after the reforging process. You will see a great vault of books, an archive that goes on for the size of a town or a city block. Hundreds of scribes carefully and quietly walk amongst them, these great big shelves the size of buildings, as even some Stormcast Eternals clad in azure robes do the same, walking deftly despite their make and size. And you descend, taking a great lift all the way down to the bottom of Sigmaron, which technically is the very top of it, as this entire gravity has sort of shifted upwards. Here it is different. It is grisly down here. Very few mortals walk within the halls where venerated dead woke up a century or two ago, and angered by the necromantic energies Nagash threw out into the cosmos. This just entire layer of this palace was teeming with the undead, and now only a few grim-looking Stormcast Eternals stand vigil in case they awake again. Heading through these, you will be met by other sentries who watch you all, knowing, having been informed where you are going, until at last you reach a vault that has been cracked open by beasts no longer here. Standing in this crack in front of the darkness, there is a 9.5 foot tall, gold clad, but rather than blue trim like the others, he wears a grand tabard of red, along with the twin-tailed comet sigil, signaling him as a direct emissary of Sigmar himself. You have met this man before, Trakos. This is the Stormfire Marshal, whose name has long since forgotten. He, like many of your kind, solely go by title now, having them forgotten themselves, becoming tools of your god. As he turns, hearing your footfalls, there will be a moment of pause as he looks down upon you all. And then he will speak. You three have volunteered to undergo the binding of the Soulbound. Tell me, what is it that you hope to gain by sacrificing your souls? By eternally waging war against the forces of chaos? What drives you all?
A great
Honor and you go.
Apologies. I did not mean to interrupt. But I am here to track down and win back the jewel of my people, the Ever Ember, that was stolen by a Chaos Warhost's witch. It is my hope that these two and anyone else who might join us will track her down, track them down, defeat them, and bring it back to my people. I am also here to strengthen the bond between my people and that of the city I've already forgotten the name of. On
route.
Yes, between the
Or
Nar
the
route
filter.
and Ashai.
See. You seek reclamation. And what of you, Duarden, Fire Slayer?
I wish to find my people a new home, or to relight the one that we've had. And if that means burning my soul along with my body, so be it.
An honorable pursuit. And you, Trakos.
To reclaim my honor, service, and self.
There will be a pause as he considers all three of your words. He breathes in. Hold on to those ambitions, my friends. Should you forget them, you will not survive the reforging process. Now come. It is time for Sigmar to elevate you from mere mortals to something greater, or in your case, and he looks directly at Trakos, something far less. He will then turn and head into the dark. You three follow him.
Are we meant to follow him?
Yes, and I walk first.
I'll quickly pick up the pace and follow.
Same, yeah.
It's like 1 stride for me is 3 for you, so you're like, fuck.
Wait, how tall are you?
I'm nearly 10 foot tall.
Oh my god.
I'm huge.
Okay.
He is quite large.
Literally twice as tall as me.
Yeah. You just get the mouse legs, you're like, fuck.
Well, as you three walk deeper into the vaults of the sacred dead, something none of you will ever be interred within. The man who will be known to you as the Stormfire Marshal hefts his mighty warhammer and illuminates the darkness with a bright, pale blue flame. And as that flame transitions, getting brighter and brighter and brighter, we change our perspective. Rather than following some shitty 9.5 foot tall guy, you are now following a 5.5 foot tall, crinkled looking elf who has just the most weathered skin possible, covered in brown, matted, and mottled cloaks and cloth to keep what moisture in his skin back within his body. And you three are walking through the heat of Akish, the Great Parch. There is this faint, omnipresent sense of sulfur in the air. There is a hot, blistering light above you that is coming from a sun none of you can truly see. What little water that is here is actively boiling within the ground. There is open volcanoes that are just billowing out black smoke all around you. Rivers of lava you are having to navigate over and around quickly for your guide named Wart is afraid to inhale the fumes that you three are essentially immune from now. You have been following this creature for several days through the desert, almost a week now, having started at Hammerhall, Akisha, and going to a land known as Kabul. This is your first mission together after the reforging process. What is it like traveling for you three? Are you chummy? Are you getting to know each other? Is there like this grim tension between you three? hiding beneath rags or walking brazenly out in the open?
I think that for Kalara, this place, despite like being protected by our newly forged soul binding from the last scene, this place is horrible. The world I come from is full of so much life. Like it's plants like literally every day, like fighting, evolving, growing over one another, and animals doing the same thing. It's just full of so much life, humidity, and this is just like it sounds like it's very dry, and just like a dry heat, like being in the like in Death Valley, and yes. I'm just not used to this. So I think I am distracted by the terrible environment, but it's been a week or so. So I think I've started to take an interest, probably in Grimbrand, as they are, they have lived the life of a mortal, Millman, how did you pronounce your character's name? Rarius?
Rarius.
Rarius is Stormforged. They have unlimited lives, so to speak. So so they're not really mortal. And this is a mortal world, so I've been probably very interested to learn more about Braga.
Absolutely. Braga would talk to you and say, I need someone I can count on that will light a pyre of my body should I fall.
You won't fall.
Yes, you can count
Amongst
on us.
My own kind, it's known.
I would love to know more about this, but you have my word that should you fall, despite our every effort to protect you, that I promise you, you will be burned on a pyre. There certainly isn't lack of flame in this world.
The problem will be getting the pyre.
We need to return to my ancestral home to gather wood. We can. But there have been forests on this world, or at least I've heard that there are. Though we haven't seen many fauna, or we haven't seen much flora in these parts.
It's true. Fauna you have seen in droves. They, for the most part, avoid you all. You are all far too loud to be prey animals for a mostly predatory group. Herbivores are very rare here within Akisha, or Akisha. Hammerhall has the most herbivores livestock out of any city. In fact, any city within the entire cosmos. Not even Azurheim has as many livestock. Not even in Gyron do they have as many livestock. There is a grand verdant field that several rivers sort of run north to south from, that guard and are fostered by the protectors, as well as many Sylvaneth, such as yourself, to make Hammerhall so fortified and attractive for those who seek civilization. But after a week of realizing that that was not the norm, that was an artifice and a proof of what happens when the forces of order work together, you are now in the wilds. Every few days, you can see signs of chaos as well. These forces of destruction moving in small bands, either trying to stalk you all, but soon giving up as your pace is far too quick and the hazards you are definitely avoiding thanks to your guide are not worth the trouble crossing when there is easier prey. It also helps that you have a 9.5-foot tall Stormcast Eternal escorting you. No sane man would dare fight you unless they are, well, insane or extremely confident that they can fight a Stormcast Eternal on equal footing.
And if they're looking for meat, Braga is so small that it's hardly worth the effort.
It's true. But also here in Akish, all know who the Fire Slayers are. And the Fire Slayers are known to give twice as much as they get when it comes to violence.
Yeah,
Braga,
a lot of the things that may make my tree friend a little afraid are warming to me. Like seeing the volcanoes, seeing the heat of this land. This is, in all essence, the ancestral home of the Fire Slayer, right? This is where they come from. All of these, you know, it's said that many of these volcanoes erupted as a result of the death of my god. They are a sign of my god, right? So in a lot of ways, this is like a holy experience for Braga.
you are very much on a pilgrimage. You feel intrinsically the energies of Grimnar, or Grimnir, however you want to pronounce it. This is the realm in which he died. This is the realm in which he felled the mightiest dragon of them all. This place has so much history to it. And as you walk across the parched ground and the wastelands, there's something beautiful about what has been created through such destruction. But as you enjoy these sights, they soon come to not an end, but a pause as you all look upon a valley within a pocket of volcanoes, of gorges, of ruins, as you come to Kavul. Hopefully. Those are not on. Okay, perfect. Welcome to Kavul, everyone. Let me just go ahead. Yes, perfect. Just making sure everything is on the right layer. I have marked out some zones in the GM layer that you all can kind of see. I'll let you take a moment, but kind of explain to the audience what we're looking at. There is a plateau with several ways leading up to it, where there are verdant trees growing, much like an oasis. There are signs of people and foot traffic here. It looks like a great big baggage train has come to the south gate, where you all are heading from. Your guide leading you to there. On the hill to your north, direct north for you all, but northwest on the map, there is a... I'm getting distracted by my mic. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
You're just crackling. You're fine. Just keep going. When we take a break,
Yes.
I'll diagnose it with you.
Thank you. So sorry.
Just keep going. Ignore it.
I'm going.
You're a professional. You got this.
I am. You see the remnants of Kavul. Now, you all were tasked by the Stormfire Marshal to come here because they were desperate for assistance, and this place will be a grand launching off point for deeper expeditions further south and east within the Great Parch. As you all come up to the gate where several free guild guards clad in yellows and reds and whites stand proudly with halberds and pikes, you are called out to by these men. Who Who goes there? Approach, make your names known.
We are
Well,
sent by the Stormfire Marshal himself. We are...
Oh, fuck, that's above my pay grade. All right, come on through.
I love how every guardsman is the same, like old guy. He's just like, that's too much for me. All right, come on through.
Rarius, did I speak out of turn?
It's fine.
He seems off-put by my declaration. I am
Because he's just a peasant guard.
peasant. Very well. I don't quite follow the ways of you humans and
Standing is low.
Dwarden and elf. It makes no sense to me.
There's a class system. Well, I'll explain it next time we're traveling. We need
Okay.
more time.
We've had all week and you've said so little.
You didn't ask.
I didn't know I needed to.
There'll be plenty of time to explain things. Just keep a note in your mind. Remind me later.
I nod
Yeah.
and we'll move forward into the gate.
One of these free guild guards, just a mortal human warrior who, compared to any one of you, like even prior to your soul binding, would get clowned on. This guy, just holding a halberd, will offer to lead you to the employer, who has been has been rewarded, I suppose, for her faith by being sent champions of Sigmar himself. You will meet the captain, the free guild captain, known as Rena Shershot Sayer. You will meet her outside the gates of Kabul, over here that I am pinging to. Over here, there is a great big caravan with several dozen squads of free guild mercenaries, units, militia, who are preparing to pack up and leave with a haul of goods that will be essentially funding further development, as well as be the proof that is the legitimacy of this settlement. Around 300 people lay homes here outside of the guard, just regular civilians, 20 of whom are militia that are staying behind, as well as 10 other free guild guard who will be securing the perimeter. Now, in the wastelands, in the Great Parch, this place is incredibly vulnerable, which is why so many resources have been dedicated to protecting it. All the free guild mercenaries you see preparing to ride out with this caravan. Your task that Reno asked for was reinforcements to shore up the defense for a few weeks so that they can go back to Hammerhall, sell their shit, get more supplies and people to come on back, and then relieve you all, hoping that no chaos, war host, or warband has descended and burned down everything. Rena is a 5.5 foot tall woman, clad in plate mail with a huge ass crossbow or arbalist on her hip. She rides a demi-griff, which is a mix between a lion and an eagle without any wings. This beat meat eater is an expensive thing to ride around on, and it seems like she is the only one riding such a beast. All the horses look extremely uncomfortable near this thing because it predominantly eats horse meat. Rena rides on down with her great big beast as she sees you all coming. The free guild guard escorting you is like, oh, well, my time to fucking leave. Have a good one. Oh. And quickly darts off. As Rena arrives. Oh, champions of Sigmar, welcome to Kavul. How do you fare?
It was an
Yeah.
arduous journey for some, but we are here.
Brenna looks somewhat confused as the branchwith speaks first and quickly glances to the mercenary fire slayer in her mind, at least. And then the Stormcast Eternal, which is essentially a demigod to her religion. And nods quickly. Well, I'm glad you made it. Where'd Wart go? Wasn't he with you all? And you look around and Wart, this fucking elf guy, is just fucking gone, having dipped out immediately.
Sneaky bastard.
Well, I can't blame him. This place... We've seen scouting enemies within the hills recently. We're worried that as soon as we leave, or the day after we're gone, this place will come under assault.
Would coming after your caravan not be an easier target? Do you not fear for those defending the expedition?
Not as much as I fear our hard work and our infrastructure being burned down in our absence. I will quickly explain to you the situation as best I can, but I must be leaving soon. We must go before the sun truly sets. And she will point out some things of interest, mostly everything that I have already created on the list to the right. So to the north, Jon will tell you, pointing. This is our palace. Feel free to keep yourselves there if you so wish. We don't have too many residents. It's where our garrison mostly held while we performed our duties here. It is a fortified stronghold. It has not taken too much damage considering, or compared to other ruins within this area. There is also the town where our civilians live, which is number 2. Number 3 is the South Gate. She kind of looks at it, and immediately Trakos and Braga, you will notice that the defenses are severely lacking. The curtain wall is not nearly high enough and is in disrepair. The gates are made of parched wood, which a battering ram with like 5 guys could easily break down. It's clearly meant.
Yeah, where are their magma moats?
They don't have any magma moats. Yeah. Even though there's an active volcano nearby. The gateways that you went through don't even have doors upon them either. They are just straight up archways with ruined hints of a curtain wall once existing.
I mean, this is probably a lot worse defenses than Hammerhall had, so I probably also get a sense that this is lacking, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. The fields themselves are quite verdant and green, and she will explain to you that there is a shrine to some ancient person or deity that has been ruined over the years, and they have converted that shrine to one of Alariel herself, whose magical influence and power channels through into this lake and reservoir, filling it and empowering it so that things can actually grow. It's not the same as the magical water that you all use as currency here, but it is clean, it is fresh, and they plan to get fish to put into it soon enough and start an ecosystem here. Currently, there's only firegrass being grown here, which is a almost like a flaxseed kind of grass. It can be used for clothing, but also if you are desperate, it can be used as a food source as well. But mostly it's for textile making. cloth, which is a valuable resource that many civilizations always have need of. It's also the cheapest and easiest thing to fucking grow out here, and most of the cargo is this resource. They plan to take raw firegrass and take it all the way down to Hammerhall. Trade, economy, civilization. It feels good to look at. She will point out the last great note of interest, saying that supposedly some of the children who were poking around the pit of Grungni heard something towards the evening hours. I don't know if you wish to look at that, but if you have free time or you're not under direct assault, I'm, well, not going to dictate to you heroes what you should do with your time.
I'll have a look.
She nods. Is there any questions about the task presented to you?
Why is
are-
it called the Pit of Grungni?
The Pit of Grungni, yes. Supposedly, years and years ago, before we even knew of this place, a group of fire slayers came over here and bore it out, looking for your prized gold, or Urgold, I believe it's called. They dug it out and found what they were searching for, I suppose.
Interesting.
Quite. Did anyone else speak or have questions for this woman?
I think her like bewildered reaction to me speaking has me feeling like it's not my place to speak up at this point.
I probably see you like thinking, like obviously keep your mouth shut. If you have things to say them. It's fine.
There are a great
Yes,
many
please.
ruins over here. Was the city larger once before?
It is safe to assume so, but the plateau has been empty for, well, long since we've come here. Many a curious scout has come here as a secret stopping point to refresh themselves in sanctuary before striving off to who knows where. It is surprisingly untouched by chaos, which is a miracle that we are now benefiting from, finally.
And earlier, when I brought up the potential threat to the caravan, you seemed more concerned about a threat that valued destruction over gathering your resources and taking them.
That is the way of our enemies.
Who? What kind of enemy?
Chaos.
Chaos war bands, the slaves to darkness, the Bray herds, even some scant orc or auric war bands. It's mostly chaos here, but anyone who sees an easy target will descend upon it.
We do not
We're just
have.
lucky that the ogres were driven off by clan or whatever the fuck they were called. No offense.
None taken.
Not you. The fucking fire slayer.
I look at her. Still none taken.
Understood. Yes, my lord, she tells you. Of course.
You have plans to expand into the old ruins?
Eventually, hopefully, if we bring enough people. Nobody likes a settlement that hasn't proven itself, and we are keen to prove ourselves.
I would say grow
Besides.
grain as well as your trade goods. It will bring more people.
Well, please do not let us keep you any longer if you need to be on your way.
She nods. Lastly, before I take off and head out, we are entrusting you all. You are champions of Sigmar, and my men staying behind will reinforce you and follow your orders. They have been told to do such. Anything else is full insubordination and can be done as you see fit. The militia can be called up to service in an emergency, but they are told to continue their tasks and to work as normal. In total, 20 militia can be summoned in a dire case of emergency. 10 guards will remain. 2 are permanently within the palace, 1 to watch the gates, 1 to watch the vaults. I'm sure you'll poke around, figure out everyone's orders.
Should be fine.
Yes. No, that's about it, actually. If you do come under assault, the fields, we do not need you to prioritize. The shrine in the water, you must. If the shrine is destroyed and the life magic there disrupted, it will be an expensive thing to replace. And if it cannot be repaired, such as through taint or anything else, we may have to give up our claim here.
Of course.
Additionally, the palace is equally important. It is our only strong point here. If it is sabotaged, destroyed, or made uninhabitable, we will be in a similar situation. If nothing else survives, it must be those 2 things.
Understood.
She nods. Then I will be off. Good luck to you. May Sigmar guide your hand.
I don't even lower my head, just do the heart bump.
Heart bumps go around. She takes off, and within the hour, the baggage train will get a move-in. It's not the biggest of baggage trains. It seems that it is efficiently stacked, where there's only 3 wagons filled with their resources, and most of the guards are cavalry, which is another reason why they're not too terribly afraid. Most chaos forces do not have adequate cavalry units, and thus are susceptible to being trampled down and then stabbed to death with lances.
That's a good time. My kind of tactics.
Is a good time indeed. And you 3 kind of have the run of the place now. The final thing I should quickly note is the Stormfire Marshal, when hearing about this, was not convinced that this place was as free of taint as others were. It seems like an impossibility. This is too good to be true for a pocket within a gaggle of volcanoes and canyons to survive and not fall to chaos. It's preposterous. The Age of Chaos lasted for over 1,000 years and almost destroyed the Great Parch. And now here, this thing has just so happened to luck into safety. There's no way. And he wants you 3, while you are completing your task, figure out why this place is protected. Or, if it's not protected, what is luring people into this trap.
Can you,
Water.
John, explain the difference between chaos and taint for me?
So corruption is a thing that alters the landscape. It makes things uninhabitable. Water, under the corruption of Coron, the blood god, turns water to blood.
Okay.
Making it undrinkable, obviously. as well as seeping its chaotic magic into the landscape, which alters the wildlife and makes things hard. Nagash and his undead corruption, or necromantic corruption, does essentially the same thing, where it will dry up the water, turn the land into a blighted hellscape nightmare, and kill everything, and things that are dead will revive themselves as undead.
Okay.
There are several variations of this taint and corruption.
Okay.
Yeah. Your faction specifically, the Sylvaneth, excuse me, are one of the few that can purify land easily.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So we can remove taint / corruption. Got it.
Yes. Those two words are interchangeable.
Okay. In that case, I think that Kalara like narrows, like she has kind of narrow, suspicious eyes, knowing that there are likely evil forces at work, trusting the fire marshal, Stormfire marshal, his instincts. Yeah. And both as a branch witch and as someone who heals, I know that when there is, corruption, disease, it needs to be cut out. So we should find it. Is the most like suspicious feature of this place the fact that there's just a huge body of fresh water?
Yes.
Okay.
It is for sure. It's crazy. It is honestly, it's antithetical to the entire realm of fire.
Yeah.
Bodies of water boil and steam here if it is not underground. The ocean itself is hot and warm within this entire realm.
Gotcha.
It is why it's popular with the deepkin elves.
Yeah.
And then there's an ocean that is literally just mixed with essentially gasoline or petrol.
Right.
All the way to the west.
Yeah. And I think Kalara is conflicted because like she might be missing home a little bit, still feeling the like I've given up my home world and I mean, I can go back to my home world, but like I've given up my commitment and responsibility that ties me to this place, and I definitely, given this environment and missing it, and especially like seeing fresh water, it reminds me of home. I've been feeling very dry, and also knowing that there's a shrine to Alariel, my goddess. It's, I don't know. I think I'm conflicted about the fact that area the number 5 area is probably the most like the source of a corruption, of a taint, but like my instinct is that like that's such a natural thing in my world experience.
Do you need rest?
I am fine. This binding has me feeling full of vigor and energy.
We should check the shrine first.
Yes, we should. Anything we wished, and I actually disagree. Anything we should do beyond the gates should occur first, before the forces of chaos realize they've left.
Yes.
My thoughts are make sure that there's not a way in from the outside already here. If there's taint left from chaos, we should find it here, then go and deal with the tumor outside.
This makes sense to me.
It's a John campaign, alright? There's always an internal motherfucker out here. Probably like blood sacrifices, an altar, couple of screaming children, the whole shebang. We just gotta find that first.
Krakos is just always seeking, chaos and corruption. He cannot trust something that is just plain as day, good, simple, healthy, kind, staying in its own lane.
See that
Vitalize.
face, chat? That face is lies and deceit.
If there is
It's pretty true.
if there is a disease within the secured area of the city, a disease within is far more deadly than a disease without that can be prevented. We should search the area here first.
Okay.
So we have like a regiment with us, right? Like a few guys.
Kind of.
It sounded like
Let's,
each round
Yeah.
why don't we take our
token.
first break
Yeah.
here, and then when we come back, we will explain and explore a little bit more about our current situation.
That'd be good.
That sounds good. All right, we will be
I'll
right
fix my
back.
fucking mic in the meantime. See you guys.
Your mic?
Woo.
All right, we'll be right back.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the second half of our first session of Age of Sigmar. You three are heading down this long stretch of dirt and rock that has sort of jutted out to become a peninsula within an oasis-styled lake. There are many palm trees, small and growing, that are currently on this stretch. They give a little bit of shade from the hot source of light in the sky. Continuing down, you will come upon a new scene.
Whoa.
Welcome. I forgot to grab your jitterbug.
My
Your
grub.
little buggy boy.
My damn
Where's your
grub.
grub at?
That's okay. They're probably on my person unless I otherwise specify.
Well, you know, I just... you know what? It's got a health bar. So we gotta respect the health bar in case a fireball comes at you or something, okay?
You don't want to forget that you've got another target, you fireball.
I really don't. You come to this lovely little grove within the center. On a small hilltop, connected by a ruined staircase, you will see the shrine of once someone else, but now apparently a Lariel. You are here. You may move around the map if you so choose.
I think on the walk, like along the peninsula, there was frequent a time where I was just like rushing over to the water, dipping my toes in, my hands in.
God, it's so cool and refreshing.
Yes,
It's divine.
feels like home. But here I'm very keen to see this shrine, and I bet I can tell, like, they've fixed it up from just a place of such disrepair, and maybe in some ways it still is. So yeah, I think heading up the shrine is the first thing we can do.
And as they are coming up, and she sees her companion just seeming to take this like completely not seriously, just running over to the water constantly, like dipping their toes in, like Braga is just shaking her head and like, what is this person doing?
And as we climb, Rarius is just taking it like 3 stairs at a time. I, being 6'1", am taking it 2 stairs at a time, and Braga's just struggling with 1 stair at a time.
You all clamber on up to the stairs. As you climb, you will of course get a higher level of ground and see that there is indeed a tent here and a little campfire that has sort of died out. It seems that someone, maybe multiple people, use this area to just like keep a watch of things, ensure that no one like fucks with the purification stone that is channeling the powers of a life goddess over here. But for the moment, it seems either empty or someone is just in the tent blazing about. Who knows? You clamber up to this small shrine. It is a ziggurat-styled structure that has been stacked with several stones, which must have been a pain to get here. and it is roofed at the very top in a pyramid-styled fashion. In the center, there is a great big altar that is just sort of open to the elements, and you, a creature from Gyron, immediately feel the same sensation you would if you were back within that realm. It is a revitalizing energy that just you intrinsically pick up on. To the Stormcast, this may just feel like cool air. To Braga, it may just feel like, I don't know, honestly. You are a creature of fire. This is one of life. What does it feel like for Braga as she's struck with healing and revitalizing energy?
I don't think the Fire Slayers have learned to be one and respect the fire, but they're not one with them, right? They're still creatures of light. And so I think I would still feel, the positive energies of even a god focus, right?
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Clambering up these ruined stairs, you will have full access to it. As you do, though, a familiar voice known to you from your guide will call out and be like, "Hey, what's going on?
Where the fuck did you go?
I came here. Better
Okay.
here."
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Wart, why here?
Because it's life-filled.
Yeah. This is the best place to recover from a arduous journey.
You've been here before?
Several times.
And you always come to
Long
this
before these humans came, anyway.
You were here, you've come to this place before the humans settled.
Yeah. I'm a wanderer. Long before Hammerhall was even around.
And this body of water, this lake, and shrine, these have never given you any pause or cause for concern?
Well, not this shrine. The other one, for sure. Well, maybe the lack of it.
What do you mean?
Well, prior to that stone being put upon the altar, and he's like not even on your level. He's like by the tent, essentially.
Yeah, we're
having
like
just come
yelling
out from it.
down to him.
Yeah. Hey, why don't I come up there and have an actual conversation with you guys? That seems more reasonable.
Actually, stay there. We'll come to you.
Oh, okay.
You can dip our feet in the water for a bit. While no one's watching.
Ooh, slacking on the job. Oh.
You get your rest, because we're about to go straight back into the hellscape after this, so soak it up now, tree lady. Get waterlogged.
Yeah. As you, at least two, Braga, do you go with them?
No, I'm gonna stay up here and I'm taking a look at the shrine itself.
Yeah. Do you have anything stone related? You might be able to tell
anything?
more from this.
I don't think I have any particular skills in stone. Guess I don't even have theology skill, so I can't even argue something there. No, I don't think there's anything particular about stone. No. Although I am a craftsman of sorts.
I'd give you a crafting thing. Dwarden are natural fortress builders. You would have had to learn the basics of foundations here. I'm going to say that it is going to be a difficulty of 4, and the more successes you get, the better, or more information I'll give you.
Woo, our first official roll.
Yeah. Give
Hell
me
yeah.
a mind crafting check.
Nice.
2 successes. Very good. The first thing you can tell immediately, just because it's ruined as it were, humans made the shrine years and years and years ago. This was probably before the Age of Chaos, during the Age of Myth, when it was first created. You look at the altar, which this purification stone is sort of latched onto by a golden, not brazier, a metal stand sort of surrounds a stone that has been shifted and planted within it that has the magical sigil of Gyron, which is essentially a double-ringed circle in a leaf-like formation.
I was copyrighted.
Yeah.
So it's
The altar is strange, though. And as you continue to look at it, it seems it had once been pushed off. There was once a great statue here that this altar once held, and that statue is now gone, having either been taken, stolen, or crumbled.
so it looks like there used to be a statue upon this altar. Someone shoved it off and then put this metal thing that holds this symbol to Gyron on.
Maybe, but those two events could have happened in a
Sure.
large span of time.
Understood.
This purification stone was placed here 2 years ago, and this shrine was built thousands, or at least several hundred years ago. So there's a lot of time where things could have happened.
At least it's got a
Understood.
moat.
We're gonna jump to the conversation as the Sylvaneth jumps into the water partially in the very shallow bit. You can immediately see through the greenish bluish waters that this lake goes quite deep. You can't exactly see the bottom. It's not clear enough for that. There's still the brownness downstairs from the dirt or underneath. But you intrinsically get the sense that if you were to submerge yourself, you would go several times your height downwards.
I'm content to sitting on the shore, my feet in the water, while my bitter grub is swimming around like an eel on the surface.
Yeah. It floats. It's quite
Buoyant.
buoyant, thank you. I was like, solvent? That's not right. That means it's melting now. Yes. And this old withered elf looks up to you, Mr. Tall Thunderman. I'm sorry, what were you saying before we were yelling at one another?
Can't recall.
Neither can I.
You've
You
been
should probably. You go.
you've been to this place before the humans settled. What's
Yes.
they changed the shrine. What was it before?
I don't know. It's the lack of one which gave me an eerie feeling, as if something was missing.
There was a structure, but it was not a shrine.
Oh, I just call this great big structure the shrine. This ziggurat looking fuck, which your friend is investigating thoroughly, it seems.
And what can you tell me about what it was before they made it a shrine?
Well, it sort of stood here, looked nice, inviting, I suppose. The water was still here, not nearly as vibrant, but still, like, calm, reflective, I would say. Almost like a mirror.
I'll stand up and take my feet out of the water. I understand how refreshing this is to you, but it's important. A place like this shouldn't exist here on this world. This is unnatural. It is likely due to taint, and we need to discover its source. Is there anything you can tell us? Anything that comes to your mind?
I'm no sorcerer, no wizard or the like, but I know chaos corruption when I've seen it. I am no ally to it. None of my kin are, save the... He lets out a small sigh. Slaneshi worshippers. Either way, if this is the chaos corruption you say it is far too beautiful. Not nearly tentacly enough.
Rarius, do you know of any of the chaos gods that could make something like this?
Nurgle.
And at that, I get a deep, deep frown. Nurgle is...
Give me a
Mhm.
lore check.
Yeah.
Mind lore.
Sure. Target difficulty?
4.
Cool.
Actually 3 for you.
Oh. That's 2 successes
get-
then.
2 successes. I'm giving you a bonus because your faction constantly fights Nurgle. in
Yes. Yeah, and that's the frown. Is I don't like that guy. And that's I immediately am shaking off my feet of every drop of water and summoning my my grub back in. Come on, buddy, you're done. We're done with this.
You have seen the corruption of Nurgle directly. You have combated it for your relatively short life. This is not it. There's not nearly enough pustules on the ground. There should be insects everywhere, and there's just kind of the natural kind. And there should be many more mouths and bulging growths that are sort of coming out of the earth and woodwork. This is definitely not the work of Nurgle.
After giving pause and being rational for a moment, I turn back to our Stormcast Eternal. I do not think so. I've fought for Nurgle my entire life, all 24 years of them. And this is not it. There is no sign of pestilence that accompanies his power.
But you need life to have pestilence. This could be a long game. Bait more in, so more can be taken. But it's fine at the moment.
Yes. This is very
If
strange.
it stays this way, it's possible that it won't be. But if he gets even the smallest speck into this, it will flourish and take the whole lot with it.
He speaks the truth.
Know my lore, bitches. Boom.
Don't even need to put points in lore.
Nah, I know it.
Just study it IRL. Braga, have you found anything?
At this point, Braga will come slowly stepping down the steps, one step at a time.
Do you need me to carry you up and down stairs?
No, I'm quite fine on my own. It is
Just
small
offering.
test, only a small. But this was once a different shrine, a shrine with a statue. can still see some remnants of where it was attached to the altar. But it was destroyed, defaced at some point.
It could be in the bottom of the lake here somewhere. You want to go for a swim? I can't swim.
I'm immediately suspicious of Wart. Well, no, he's been guiding us here.
Why?
I don't know.
It's just an L.
I mean, but
Elves are-
he said he's been here since before the humans ever arrived and settled.
It's always been
Yeah.
in the lore. When he gave us a lore dump, it has always been used as a scout / whatever retreat. They stop here to get ready for the next stop. So him being here, pretty standard, because he's probably just been doing roguey bullshit.
That's fair.
And
That's
like,
fair.
You know, it's
To be
always
fair,
been here.
I think the Hammer Hall itself is only around a century old,
Oh,
which in the
okay.
timeline is super short.
Yeah.
The storm hosts themselves, I believe, are only double that.
So Hammerhold is
Realm Gate
post Necroquake.
Yeah, you guys are post Necroquake.
But I meant Hammerhold. The history of Hammerhold is all post Necroquake, or
The settlement itself grew around the Realm Gate when it was taken over by the storm hosts.
Okay.
So prior to the storm host showing up and securing that, that city did not exist, or if it did, it was like a ruined kingdom that was revitalized.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
There are not many cities in the entire cosmos.
Right.
And the Great Parch, I believe there's only 7 or 8. So Kabul, a small town, is incredibly rare.
We could make this grow. It would just take a lot of work.
You were just saying that we shouldn't make this grow in case a drop
No.
of Nurgle juice gets dropped in the lake.
That's not what I said. I said this can be fine, but this could be the precursor for a noble plan. Chaos works in long game, not short game.
Well, doesn't seem like there's much else to be found here without picking it apart stone by stone.
Let's not and say we did. We should go and see the town. From what I can see, they may not have a lot of stronghold going on, but at least they have lots of good choke points.
Braga, you wished to search outside of the gates?
if we wish to do it, we should do it as soon as we can. I think being inside the gates and staying inside the gates for a potential siege is important, lest the town be overrun while we're out doing something.
So would you rather search now before the enemies of this town catch wind of the lower defenses, or?
I believe that would be most appropriate.
They already know.
Well,
They're just scouting out the manpower now.
well, two people leaving may not embolden them much.
There was a lot more than 2 people that left.
Well, 2 more is what I mean.
Alrighty. So
I'm willing to join Braga in scouting out the pit to the north, but
don't
Not-
kick her in.
not spending too much time. Will you come along, or will you start searching the city?
I'll come with you.
Very
Last thing
good.
I need is something climbing out of the pit, and then both of you having to go in. I have to jump into it.
Fair enough. We need not
Sounds
split
like
the
you're going to the pit of Grungy.
need not split the party in our first episode.
Good. Good. You will pass by the 2 free guilders who are currently watching the gate. They will quickly stand up and, oh yes, salute. Hello, demigods. Hi, nice to meet you. And try to look small and unimposing to creatures such as yourselves.
They all look small and unimposing.
Yeah, but you know how it is. Mortals hanging out with like the Stormcast Eternal. Most of his reverence is going to Trackos for you other two. These guys are legends and legendary. They're defenders of, well, soldiers of the human god who forged them with Grungni, Dubardan god. So they are a symbol just walking around.
I mean,
And
Jesus crossed with legs.
Yeah. You're essentially the golem. And you will come to the Grungni's Quarry, as it was once known. I want from the party awareness checks, but I have a question. Are you looking into the pit? Or now that you are outside, are you looking to the mountainous terrain and volcanoes around you?
I'm not looking into the pit.
Okay.
I'll look into the pit for sure.
I have no awareness die. How does it work when you have no training or focus?
It will just use your attribute of mind.
Okay. Target?
Let's say 4.
Awareness bonus? 0. I got a success, though. We take those.
Hell yeah.
You sure did. Apollo, what is Keldra doing?
Kalara?
Kalara. Yes.
Oh boy. All right.
Pit or volcanoes?
Do you like deep holes or do you like the hills?
Deep.
I mean, we've been hiking for a week and there's been a lot of hills to stare at and they have not been exciting, so I'm probably staring down into the pit.
My pit boys, your difficulty for this mind awareness check is 5-2.
5-2.
You need
Okay.
2 5s to succeed.
I already rolled the thing. Do you want me to re-roll in light of the new DN?
There you go.
With me.
What did you roll?
I rolled I have a focus point in awareness, so I can actually bump up my 4 to a 5, and that's 3 successes from me.
Perfect. Then Kalara can inform you what transpires in the pit. Kalara, you are used to Gyron, which has is filled with life. It is teeming with noise. And when things are quiet, you get suspicious. The quiet does not go well with Gyron's flora or fauna. It's constantly noisy, even before Nurgle's influence, which turned the entire realm into a war zone. You begin to feel a uncomfortable presence creep out of the darkness below. And then, coming from the air that is cycling downwards, getting stuck at the bottom and then oozing its way out, you hear a faint clicking noise, as if there is several bats down below. This would not be so strange were there many insects to feed upon. But here, in a volcanic pocket where there's only a few dragonflies that run around this little watering hole, barely surviving.
Yeah. I'm trying. I am searching what a group of bats is called. There is a colony of some sort of creature down there. I do not like it. What did the guards happen to say what this was a pit mine for?
I literally knock on the edge of my armor that
It was they were searching for gold, were they not?
Oh, that's right. Yes. Tell me, what is the difference between gold and gold?
Gold is infused with the essence of Grimnir. It empowers us. Its release is the main, if not sole goal of all Fire Slayers.
See. Well, whether or not there's Urgold down there, still, something else is living down there now. Some sort of group of creatures. I can hear them clicking.
You have any fire? We can smoke them out.
Let me see. One moment. Well, I
fucking grab a log, set it on fire, and throw it down the hole.
You need to cut down a tree. Are you really going to cut down a living tree in the Oasis?
It'll smoke more.
I'm gonna go ahead and try and cast a spell.
Ooh,
What's
first spell.
Sorry, two of you spoke at once. What?
What spell are you trying to cast?
Ghost light. You cause motes of arcane energy to coalesce, creating a ghostly light that reflects your lore of magic. The light hovers in the air, illuminating your zone and removing any lightly obscured or heavily obscured traits to the zone. And as an action on your turn, you can move the light to an adjacent zone.
Very cool. Yes, your difficulty number is 3-1. You may use your, I believe, channeling skill, which I believe is mine for you.
Yep. Wow, 3 successes. And my focus point does not help. But overcasting allows me to hold this for an additional hour per additional success. So 3 hours of
3
light.
hours of jade light.
Yeah.
Less at your fingertips.
And yeah, so I think what this looks like, if you'll allow me to paint a picture, is I just kind of like reach into the long strands of kelp coming out of the like antler branches that I have, and I'll just kind of like pluck some like little nubules out and like whisper into them and blow, and they'll begin to kind of disintegrate into like an ether magic dust that'll spread out, and then they'll kind of like converge into a few like little lights, almost like dandelions, and they will spread out over the pit mine, and I will just like encourage them to descend slowly.
They will. You three on the edge will watch as these spore-like lights begin to flitter about. They will reveal that this tunnel goes down and down and down, but after a few 100 feet, it will stop. You will see the bottom. There is a mound here. A landing of some kind. Perhaps once held a lift or an elevator shaft, but has since fallen away.
You want to go down?
And as the lights reach the bottom, I will kind of like snap my finger and they will hold in the air. Well, it doesn't look like the source of the corruption is directly here. Do we and we see tunnels leading off from the like this pit?
You do not have the angle to determine if there are tunnels or not.
Okay.
So can we get like a little bit more description of the pit? Like, how big is this pit? Is there any sorts of ramps down or?
There are no ramps. It is a shaft that goes straight down, semi-cylindrical, oblong, of course. Nothing is mined perfectly cylindrical, even by Dwarden hens and pigs. It's basically just a big chute that is roughly 100 feet in diameter, so 50-foot radius. You can imagine, well, no, you can just look at the edges of this pit where there are great big chunks that have been excavated out that would, in theory, support a lift system that has since rotted away to time. Chances are Fire Slayers or miners under Fire Slayer protection came here at some point to dig out a part of your god. This is not foreign to you as a concept.
Yo, yeet. I'm just jumping. No.
I do not
No
feel
way back up.
I don't feel comfortable dropping down without a way back up.
Well, we're not going to drop down. That's a big drop.
Hmm.
We're going to need chain or something to climb down because there's no way rope's going to hold my weight.
Well, then perhaps we should visit the market and return here later.
Let's go.
Okay, so we won't hang around here for too long.
Okay. We had a success for looking out, right?
Yes.
Millman.
Yes.
As you are in mid-conversation, keeping an eye out, gazing briefly down the pit, seeing the light, oh, big fucking deal. You look to the volcanic ridge to your northeast. And as your eyes narrow within the blackened stone that lava is flowing down on, you sense that there is a presence watching you that remains currently unseen. But something is over there.
I think we should explore that hill. There's something watching us.
We should go boldly then.
If you like.
Keep up, Braga.
Sick. Get my Space Marine run on. Let's go.
Okay.
For the Golden Throne.
How are you guys approaching this hill? This is essentially clear, well, land for roughly 2 miles. Are you guys going to try to stay low, hidden to the ground for the most part, and sneak your way up? Or are you just like bumfuck rushing it?
Oh, bumfuck rushing it. If we take the higher ground, we gain the advantage. Hold my flag, bitch.
Okay. Then we are going to do a group check. It is going to be hard. And it is going to be... I want to say it's going to be athletics versus their awareness.
Oh boy.
So if it's for contested rolls,
contested.
you still establish a difficulty number. Okay.
Oh no, it would just be 4, huh? No, good call. I'm still learning the rules.
Yeah, me too.
So please forgive me. You are correct. Yeah, it's gonna be... Where's my combination of skills? Skill combos. This is it's just gonna be a straight body athletics check from you guys.
Oh, whoops. Okay.
Yep.
So 4?
It should be, yeah.
Do I have an athletics bonus?
No, you have training, so it's 5d6 for you, Krakos. You can just click athletics.
Yep.
Hit 4, and then you're good.
Oh my god, I
That
managed
is 1 success.
I managed a success. Hell yeah, Mill.
That is 3 successes. And then Braga, hauling ass. Oh.
1 and a 2.
Alrighty, that is 4 successes between the 3 of you. So, average of 1.3, repeating, of course.
My legs did not keep up.
I did offer to carry.
I need to look at these guys' awareness skill, if they have it. And if they don't, I need to find out what their mind is.
They're huffing that ash.
I'm just
Huffing that ash.
I'm imagining the scene in Lord of the Rings where Gimli, like they're just running for miles and miles and miles, like overnight even, and Gimli's just like can barely keep up.
Well, this is athletics, not fortitude. I at least have a point in fortitude if we're long distance.
Yeah. This is pure sprinting, though.
Okay.
You're just trying to move as much as you can within a very low amount of time. Okay. 3 people are on watch. That is a failure. That is a success. Nice. I just need this one to roll above a 4 and we beat your average. That is a 6.
Ooh.
You all sprint across the wasteland. You have to cross a cavernous outstretch, which you quickly find Braga unable to clear, almost falling into the pit, thanks to your grub, which can act as kind of like a rope for a short distance.
The fuck?
I don't know. I'm just trying to.
It just like sinks its teeth into my branch like arm, and I just whip it out and pull.
The bug bites Braga on her mohawk. As you make it to this ridge, you will find your quarry gone. Heading off deeper and deeper. You can see around 7 or 8 figures clad in simple garments already maybe a mile or 2 ahead of you. The elevation is too much for you to give any meaningful chase. And as you look back at your town that you are tasked with protecting, you feel yourselves further than you'd like. However, you do find the remnants of what appears to be some sort of scout camp, which you 3 may rummage through. Go ahead, and one of you, I want to lead this investigation of sorts. You may do, well, sell me a check, someone. Is this survival because they are also survivalists? Is this awareness just to look around? Or just blowing up the shit and seeing what falls out?
I think the only thing I could offer is like I don't know if this even makes sense as a check, but like I have a point in training for crafting. Like, hey, do they have anything of use that they've made?
Okay. Is anyone else wanting to offer something that might be interesting?
I would like to see if they left any weapons or arrows or anything like that behind.
Okay.
I'm just gonna make an awareness check then.
Well, then I can also check. Yeah, I'll make a check with it, but like the idea is that then I know what kind of enemy it is.
Ooh, good call.
Is the kind of
I was interested maybe in making like a lore check to put together like pieces of what we see here and try to figure out is this an enemy I've heard of stories of in my histories.
Alrighty, so what am I rolling? An awareness?
I want one person to roll me a thing. They will be helming the investigation while the other 2 pull security.
All right, I'll definitely pull security because I don't have any of the searching skills. I have the murdering skills.
That is fair and based. So between Braga and our Sylvaneth, whose name escapes me all the time, Kelp Mistress Kalara, Which one of you are searching this place?
Go for it, Coron.
You buy what I said about lore?
Give me that lore check.
You have more die. Do it.
All right, what's my DN?
It is 4. You want more successes than fails.
Ho ho!
2 successes.
Yeah.
You look upon this small camp. There is strange things mixed with basic survivalist gear. Simple bedrolls, padding to rest a tired head on. No essentials are left behind. The water has been taken, or the alcohol that you can sort of smell on the wind. John is trying to find better music than this, but he is failing.
Damn them for not leaving behind a decent musical instrument.
Yeah. What you do find is a knife, which is corroded, is made out of either brawn or brass. Very simple metallurgy. Something you are familiar with because it is a sign of a poor craftsman. And nearly all forgers of chaos do not care so much for quality so much as they do quantity. The main giveaway on this dagger is the horrid letterings of your enemy, the enemy, I suppose. And weirdly enough, you find blood on the ground, as if someone was carving something into... Oh, you look for any bones on the ground. You don't see any animal carcasses.
Blood for the blood god.
So likely themselves.
The blood god.
Corn. Skulls for the throne.
Careful there. You're about to be repeating some heresy.
When you're done looking at that blade, toss it into the volcano.
Braga just nods, takes one last look at it, and tosses the useless blade into the lava.
It
Don't bring
easily-
that tank back with us.
It sizzles and then goes underneath.
Well, hopefully we've chased off a potential threat, but best we not stay away from the town too long.
Postponed their scouting advance. They've
Indeed.
seen me and us, so at least they have something they can report back on. We should head back. Just
You do
round up everything that they left, gigged it straight into the fucking volcano. Fuck it, they can't have their gear back.
Sounds like you have an idea of what we may be up against, Rarius. Perhaps you can give a briefing. Get back.
I'll do it on the way back.
There may be no need. In my world, there are saber cats that flash their teeth as a threat. I think showing ourselves, especially a Stormcast Eternal, could be a viable enough of a threat to dissuade any kind of aggression. Unless
Could be
they're foolish enough to
double.
believe themselves to be the hunter. And Kalara will give out this kind of like deep laugh that you've probably never heard from her in the week you've known her. And it sounds like someone's laughing with like a chest full of water. It's very like bubbly.
I don't know what world you come from, but where I'm from, things generally tend to get worse, not better. Times get harder, not easier.
They do
Instead
in
of
my world.
bringing Instead of bringing a smaller force, they'll roll through with everything, which could be good.
Eliminate it all at once.
That's the game.
Well,
Bond will be tempered.
As you all head back into the settlement, or the settlement area, we have to discuss some things as night rolls around. There is a lot of ground to cover. The shrine is almost a mile long in length, and it is even further away from the main gate, which is even further away from the palace, which none of you have even explored yet.
mm-hmm.
If something happens during the night, like an infiltration, chances are the shrine will be very poorly guarded. And if it is poorly guarded, well, you've seen the state of it already. The purification stone's kind of just out of the open. Like, even a child could run and knock it over.
Do they have like a way of like sending alarm signals from the gates? Like if someone shows up, do they have like horns or something?
Yes.
Okay.
They have horns, yeah.
I might offer to take a horn and stay with
The shrine with our elf boy.
Wart. Yeah, stay with Wart at the shrine.
Good old Wart. Okay. We got a grub in a tree with an elf guarding the shrine tonight. Stormcast.
I'm
Warning.
holding the front gate 3 so that I'm closer to everybody. And then if you want to stay in the keep, you can. Otherwise, it's up to you, homie.
But
Yeah,
the captain.
I think it makes sense to stay in the keep.
The captain made it clear that the shrine and the vault full of supplies would be the targets if any move was made, and that the goal would be destruction. You're by the gate. It might be too late if something were to happen. Should you not stay with the supplies themselves?
No, 'cause
He's
they have
staying
to-
in a central location where he can get to either. Where
That-
each of us is staying in one of them.
that, and I can bring whatever I need from either the militia or the local guard to come with me for numbers, even though they'll probably just get in the way.
Very well.
Awesome. Okay. Night begins to roll around. The guards that were posted between 3 and 4, these two zones, head to their separate stations to keep an eye on things. Normally they'd go together, but since they found out that you two were splitting up, they decided to split up as well. After a strenuous night, I suppose, why don't we take a very quick break here where some things may be occurring right after.
Okay. I need to check on my dogs who are barking, so yes, a break is perfect. We will be right back.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our lovely Sins of Stormfire campaign. The party is currently getting ready for the night. The moons begin to come out. The fires of the volcano give this iridescent, orange, flaming atmosphere to the darkness around you. You see no stars in the sky, nothing of the sort, not even a cloud in the void above. It is quiet, very quiet this night, as the wind occasionally blows past you all. Separated, Braga, you are currently within the keep. What are you doing in the keep this night? How are you making it more secure, or what? Well, just what are you doing?
I think there's guards in the keep, right? That's these units that are on the map. So I think I'm mostly just staying with the guards. I'm telling them stories about how cool my kind are and keeping their spirits high and how they'll totally be fine if anybody.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's exactly 2 guards though, right?
It is exactly 2 guards. One is on the main gate, who is currently just keeping an eye on things, and the other one is within the palace itself at the very bottom, right outside of a vault room where all their supplies are kept. A note about that: the supplies themselves are not in the vault. The vault cannot be opened by them. They have tried multiple times and have never been able to succeed. So instead, they put it in the next best place, which is right in front of it. The guards do not like staying in that room for long periods of time. There's something about the vault that is ominous, as if you turn your back on it. There's a sneaking suspicion that it might open and grab you.
So my people love their vaults and value their vaults above more or less everything else, because that's where we keep our Urgold, our, pieces of our god. So I think I'd spend more time down near the vault. Both because it is eerie and ominous to the guards, but also because I understand the value of the stores most important to your people.
This is good. Can you give me a mind intuition check?
In one moment, yes. Do intuition. Do you have a DN? Or did you say?
Yep. 4.
4 unless told otherwise. I feel like that's a good rule of thumb.
It is. You look upon this door for a while. Human made. The strangeness of it is that it is lasting, non-degraded. It's almost, perhaps, a mimic of work your kind has created before. And as you look at it and study it, you find its mechanism, the little keyhole that you see, which would unlock a series of tumblers and latches within. There is a sharpness to it, almost a sinister thing, rather than a simple key to be put in, or a keystone that magically opens it. Something long and serrated would need to go in here to unlock all of the tumblers necessary.
Interesting. In Fire Slayer society, keys are incredibly important things and symbolic. The Fire Slayers, their weapons are their keys to their vaults. The leader of the vault holds the key and brings it into combat.
Yep.
This is a very interesting mirror. Thinks of using a serrated weapon in combat, and then also as the key to this. But it's a brutal thing.
It is. We're gonna jump to Kalara.
Yeah.
Kalara, the night comes and an ominous stillness comes to the area around the shrine. The winds die down. What are you doing?
I probably would have shared a meal with Wart, which is something I've tried to do every evening along our journey. I don't know if Rarius eats as a Stormcast Eternal. No, I'm getting the no. But
Nope.
at least Wart Braga.
I'll stay with you.
Yeah. Wart Braga and I would have been sharing a meal every night on our journeys. And to provide sustenance, I actually have a spell that allows me to like rapidly grow food. Called Life Bloom, which I would like to attempt to do right now. And I think we have a guard on duty, at least nearby with us, so I probably would have tried to make this spell work and brought food to them. But especially given the like bountiful water in this environment and the fact that there is a shrine to Alariel nearby, I think I'm curious like what kind of an impact that will have on this spell.
Yeah.
And if, you know,
Try to cast it.
there will be food aplenty here. So Life Bloom is typically a difficulty 5-1 spell. And I got 3 successes again.
Yeah. So 3 extra days. The trees and grasses and little plants around you, whatever you planted, will begin to swell within the fading light of day, and into the night they will ripen to a vibrant juiciness.
Yeah. I think
What do you
as
plant?
I think I probably brought with me quite a few different types of seeds. My people are probably have a huge like like stores and stores of dried foods that I probably would have brought with me. And as I've been eating them, especially on our visit to Azerheim, I probably would have been like keeping the seeds, even if like eating around them in the dried food and fresh food that I had, and just storing them. So I probably have some fruit, something probably very meaty for my grub, like a meaty type of food, kind of like
a melon or something.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. There's like a jackfruit is very meat-like. So I probably would have had something like that for the grub. But yeah, lots of really like lush food. Yeah. And I think the melons, I probably would have pulled some of those seeds out, especially given how much water content is in the area. I would have really gone for those. So I'll share that with the grub, with Wart, with the guard, and as I take a bite, I'm like trying to ascertain whether or not there is like a difference from like the other fruit I've been able to grow in this strange world, you know, given where I'm at now. Is there anything different, you think?
It's a little more bland than you would have liked.
Really?
Yeah, the flavor's just not there. And it's not because of your magic. That you normally gives it a little more zest.
Yeah.
It's a little more bland than you'd prefer.
I'm sorry, Wart. I thought given the fact that these are fertile lands, I would have expected this to turn out better. This is not how it should taste.
He seems to be enjoying it. So is the guard. This is fresh fruit to them. That is from a completely different realm, and they're like, they do not detect what is wrong with it. Perhaps it is your fine palate, or maybe your magical innateness.
Or I've been eating it all my life, and I know what it should taste like.
You know what it should taste like. They're like, oh, it seems pretty good to me.
Fair enough.
Just kind of nods his head. Beggars can't be choosers out here. Okay, you cast your magic, and of course, our boy, the Stormcast Eternal, doing his vigilance. You barely need to sleep. You don't eat. Sometimes you drink water because the novelty is there.
Yeah, it's just the what is it? The muscle memory. It goes too fast. pause in between gears, puts down again.
Yeah. What do you do with this one guard who is just kind of clearly interested in who and what you are, and is like, wow, this is kind of my big chance to like talk to a demigod. But also like, it'd be super respectful if I just walked up and started questioning this demigod. Fuck.
So do you
can
like
clearly see he's torn.
Do you like come around here often? Oh no, that's stupid. I'm sorry. I should
I probably sit somewhere where I can see out, right? And then I just tell him to come sit next to me and just don't make too much noise with his questions. And I probably just answer them like not blank, but like not open-ended, right? There's no lead to the next question or something like that, right? He's like, so what's it like? It's existing. Right?
Have you met Sigmar?
No. Right? Like, it's just, everything is just like a hard stop, right? But I'm answering his question, so he's probably over the moon.
Yeah, for sure. Like, this is a story he's going to tell his grandkids and die happily with, right?
Mm-hmm. If he survives.
If he's, well... Nah.
I think he expects to survive the night. He's got a fucking 10-foot tall Stormcast Eternal next to him.
To get to having grandchildren, you have to survive quite some time. Like,
okay.
One
so
day.
you're answering questions and whatnot and keeping watch. Give me that beautiful awareness check one more time from you.
You love that one die.
God, I sure fucking do. Having the ability to see is super important. You
Hell
son of a
yeah,
bitch.
6.
You have no eyes, but you see. Okay. John needs to roll some dice for a moment. So
I don't mind if they come in close before I notice them. It just makes it so I don't have to run as far to get them.
I'm not rolling for you.
Mr. Trakos, one day when I'm not posting watch 24/7 365, I'm gonna tell my kids about this, and hopefully if they survive, they will tell their kids about it.
You never know. I might be around to see them.
Oh my god, if you could protect my grandkids, oh my god, that would just make my day. That would make my life. Would you return here one day? Meet my...
I don't get... There's no end of service. In life, we serve.
Right, but
okay.
Do you think you could serve my grandkids one day?
But
Not how that works.
Rude. The guard shakes himself, unsure what's possessed him.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm
blatant.
asking stupid questions. I'll just shut up.
Good. Okay. So it is past the midnight hour. You three, with your soul binding, don't need as much sleep, nor do you feel tired as mortal men are. And it is during this where John pulls out some not sad music, not exciting music,
Sneaky
despairing
breaky.
music. You will hear to your southeast, to number 7, also known as the Southeastern Gate, a horn go off. And it is a long, deep, resounding note. And the guard next to you, our good friend, Stormcast Eternal Man, Trakos, excuse me, will see that the guard who's been questioning you immediately shuts the fuck up, grabs his horn, and blows it again, deafening the world next to you for a moment. What do you do, Trakos, as you hear this?
Shit. Stay here. Blow 3 times in concurrency if you see anything close to this wall. I have to get going. I just get up and just fucking run. You hear the space chunk, 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 chunk into the dark.
Yes. You do so. Fuckboy. No, I mean Kalara.
What? How did you?
What do you do? I'm sorry.
Okay, so
I was just looking for some words.
So you said there was a long blare from 7, the eastern gate. Do we know what a long blare means? What like
the guard next to you, who quickly mimics it, will call out, "Combat has begun." They are in battle right now.
I think I'm gonna like cast lights in this area as well. The ghost lights to illuminate this area, just to like check and see if we can see any enemies approaching here.
Okay.
I'll just go ahead and give that a quick cast. 4 successes, so that's fucking 4 hours of
you shine your light brightly. John has to do something real quick.
Sure.
That is, he needs to compare his ladder for a moment. Things are happening all around.
Yeah.
But the battle that you hear, that is...
Because this is quite a ways away. This is like almost 2 miles.
Yeah.
As the crow flies from me.
Indeed. Unless you can walk on water, these fights are going to sort of resolve themselves. I'm just seeing how good these guys can give before they get overwhelmed. They do go first. They do attack. Okay. They will wound for 3. This guy gets to roll in. He will wound for 2. Space Marine is running across the fields. Space Marine, move yourself to 4.
What?
Perfect.
Do you want an athletics?
Not just yet.
Okay.
You're 10 feet tall.
Braga.
You're probably running like sub 4-minute miles here, bro.
Oh yeah, for sure. Braga, what are you doing? As you hear these horns begin to bellow out, the guard within the outside the storage room will alert you that there is a battle occurring somewhere.
I will, I'm going to tell the guard at the front gate that he should get going and help, and stay with the other one here to guard the rear. So frequently, the frontal assaults aren't the only attack. So I'm concerned about what could happen back here still.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Do we know if the militia have standing orders if there's an attack?
If there's an attack, they are to muster within the palace.
The palace. Okay, great.
Yeah. The shrine's too far away from them.
Okay.
Braga, I'm sorry, did you say you're staying in the palace or leaving to a different zone?
Staying.
Okay, you are staying.
And he told like one of these guys to go.
Great. You told him to go, and he will head to 3. Okay. Now we are entering initiative. Everyone, please select your token. Your initiative should be on your character sheets automatically. Perfect. Should be rolling a 2. Free Guild Guard will...
Where's that located on the sheet?
Under combat abilities.
Under combat abilities. I see combat ability. Oh, there it is. Thank you. It's just a static number, right? We don't roll for initiative.
It is a static number.
Okay. do we know how that's calculated, just for those watching at home?
I know that there is a thing telling me what to roll.
Combatants...
As to the mathematical equation, I do not.
Okay. Our cheat sheet says we act in order from highest to lowest. If initiative is tied, players act first, which is cool.
Okay. Finally, you fuckers go at 3.
Is the initiative done in descending from ascending or descending?
Descending from highest to lowest.
Highest to lowest. Okay. As the alarm bell gets called out, you will all begin to hear more signs of battle and shouting. Even though there is miles covering you all, torchlight as well as just the clamor of battle will draw your attention naturally. You guys aren't shitters, you know what's going on. John will throw up the enemies onto the token line. Okay.
Initiative is equal to mind plus your training in awareness and training in reflexes.
Interesting.
It seems like there's a lot of values that are determined by your training, like as a modifier and things. So that actually is really interesting, given that focus is equally as like costs as much as training in a skill.
Yep.
Alrighty. Clara, you are our first to act. Your branchy capacity allows you to move quickly. What do? You have an action, a free action, and movement.
Yeah, I think given that swimming is probably not something anyone in this world knows how to do, it's safe to say that they're not going to attack by water. So I'm going to at least head to the entrance of the peninsula.
Okay.
And
you can use your movement to move to a nearby zone. So go ahead.
And as I go, I'll like be bringing some of my lights with me, but leaving others behind for the guard and for God, I keep forgetting his name. Wart. I'm just gonna write it on my second note.
So you tell the guard to stay at the shrine.
Yeah, I'll just be like, stay with Wart.
Okay, he will follow your orders.
And the big pile of extra fruit that will last like 3 more days.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
The flesh hounds get to go. You can use your action to sprint or I believe ready something. Like ready an attack in case something comes near you. Or defend. So if something tries to enter your zone, you can stop something from entering.
Oh, right.
These can be found in actions in combat within that little game master screen.
Yes, I'm going to take a look at that. And I know that we also have metal that we can spend to either like take a second action or improve like training or focus in something or use a talent. And
you will get 1 medal back at the start of each of your turns.
Right.
So heroes, please use your medal.
It wasn't clear to me if you... I guess there was ways to use metal on turns that were not yours, but otherwise it generally makes sense to use metal on your own turn.
Yeah, I don't think you can interrupt someone's turn with metal.
Right, but I guess if you had a talent that allowed you to like benefit from like defense on someone else's turn when they were attacking you. Anyway, yeah, I think I'm just going to sprint. Like, I might use
Your zone is quite big, so you can move to like the end of the zone.
Yeah, I think narratively, I kind of want to like move and meet up with Rarius.
All right, you see the storm hulking monstrosity full on sprinting to the southeast, and you quickly catch up with him.
It wasn't us, Rarius. It was
branch legs.
It was the east post.
Okay.
Don't let me keep you. I shout as he's just going full speed. Like a machine. Wink, wink.
Free guild. This is good versus average. So they hit on 3s. Okay.
Our guards are average.
Your guards have average defense, yes.
Okay.
With the horn being blown, has the other gates blown their horns as well, or is it just the eastern gate?
Everyone has blown their horns at this point.
Ah,
To
shit.
signal like, we heard you, we're on the way. And then there's like a strange note coming from your direct north, which sounds more similar to the first one that was called. Currently, no one has heard anything from the south gate, which is a worry on its own.
Fuck.
Okay, I'm just seeing how many attacks these fuckers get. Main of spellcasters, don't care. All right, 5d6. Hit on 3s. That was the worst roll I have ever seen in the history of roll. The second one gets better results. Okay, the guards get to go unless someone... No, Braga gets to go. Braga, you beat NPCs.
All right, I will use my miracle. I'll manifest a miracle. Runic empowerment.
Oh shit, you've got a
Nice.
miracle.
Okay.
I should resolve. I also wanted to activate one of my runes, my rune of iron skin, also at the start of this.
Okay.
Is that okay? I think I'm supposed
yeah,
to
that's
reroll initiative.
You're not technically in combat, but I think it's fine to channel now.
Okay. So as the runes on one of the runes on Braga's skin lights up, the power from it also radiates from her to the guard here.
Oh shit. He says, feeling infused with an extra armor.
Spend a medal to do that.
Wow. That's such a cool ability.
All right.
You wish to move to a new zone or stay where you are?
Where's the militia supposed to?
The militia will gather in the palace. Currently, they are in their homes.
Gotcha.
It will
All right,
take
I
them
think I
several
will,
minutes to do this.
Hmm.
So that's long time in combat time.
We are not doing that. We have abstracted our timetable.
Okay. So I think I'm gonna wait for the militias to form.
Okay. You will wait. The free guild guards get to go now. There are 6 of them in combat. We will start with our top boys. They are engaging these men. They will fight the minions first. That is what the minions are there to do. Minions have average. These free guild guards have average, so forced to hit. You get 3d6. That is all hits for the first one. Then 1 hit for the second one, dealing 4 damage.
Yeah, go
armor.
guards.
So that is actually just 3 damage.
Fuck them up, fam. Yes, look at that health bar go down.
Yes. And then we have the baby boys fighting the flesh reavers. Same principle. Not the flesh reavers. Those are the flesh hounds, excuse me. Forced to hit again. One day I'll have you guys do this. All 3. Oh my god, these guards don't fuck around, guys.
The term you're looking for is fuck around and find out, and these bad guys found out.
All right, that was actually super ineffective.
No.
Oh, hang on. No.
Oh, this guard's not doing well, but this hound's taking some damage.
These guys actually do 1 more point of damage to this guy. Halberds are flying. And then finally, these two who are really fucked are going to try to defend themselves. 3d6 against 2. Yes, forced to hit again. That is 2 hits for the first one, which is just 3 damage. And 1 hit, which turns into 2 damage. Okay, that is my 3 guilds. Oof. All right, those guys are actually doing the most work so far, even though they are about to die. Rareris, you are going before the Chaos Tutors go.
Alrighty. So how far can I run in one turn?
So you can move from one zone to an adjacent one. Now I know this grassland does not have a number on it, denoting it as a zone.
Oh, I'm going up.
You're going up?
Yeah.
Then it would just be your movement.
All right, because and obviously I didn't notice them because I heard the first horn blow, but I've just run into the fields, heard the noise from the north, and I'm close to the north. I can crush that and then rotate. So
okay,
I'll move up. I see there is a demon, a dirty demon. Some would say.
No demons. You see these hairy, gross men clad in furs, holding shields and simple hand weapon axes. They are barbarians. They are chaos marauders.
Oh,
and in the back, there's one warrior amongst them.
All right. You go.
Just fictionally, what do like the Chaos Marauders? They serve the Chaos Gods?
Yeah, they mainly serve Khorne.
Okay.
Because Khorne is war and honor.
Gotcha.
Slanesh is overindulgence.
All right, I hate to interrupt you, but we do not have time to do a Chaos God lesson.
Yeah,
we are running out of time.
Got it.
I will murderize the guys. So, first time combat for this bad boy. Do I roll with the weapon or the skill?
You will use your, I believe it is down a page. First, you decide or you find out what you are on the ladder. So it seems like you are good in both melee and defense.
Mm-hmm.
And you compare it to see what you need to hit. These marauders have good defense currently. So you need 4s to hit them.
Okay. So I roll the attack.
Yes,
icon?
it should be your
Attack roll?
body plus your training.
Okay, and target is 4.
Yeah, you have
Roll.
a pool of 5 dice. If you just hit that little button next to Great Sword, it should.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm just making sure, and I have no melee bonus. 2 success,
Okay.
1 focus. Can I boost that?
So you can bump
No.
that. Well,
No.
no, you just have 2 successes.
Yep, 2 successes.
Okay, so you're gonna do 2 damage plus every success you had. So for 4 damage in total.
Whoa.
So
I'm
you
hacking bitches up.
see that these 2 guards are just holding the small archway with their halberds against 3 men. They've already cut down 4, and you come in and with a great sweep, you cleave them all down. These marauders did not stand a chance against you.
Fuck
So
you.
I realize my token mod is not working. There we go. There is one guy who is shouting, "Blood for the blood god!" Oh, hell yeah!
Our blood for the blood god.
Yeah, that's the
As
thing
long
with
as it
corner, as long as it flows.
Okay, it is time for the chaos. Blood reavers first because they're warriors. Minions go after. I'm deciding now. We're gonna start at the bottom. No, we're gonna start with you, Millman. He sees these guards, but then he sees you just come up and slaughter his followers. So he's going to try to strike you down.
Bring it, thick boy.
He has average, you have good, so he is at 5s to hit you. he has how many dice? What's his dice pool looking like? It's 46, 1 plus. Okay, he's not going to do shit to you.
No.
2 successes. Your armor will.
Exorbitant.
You will suffer 1 whole damage from his axe.
Oh no.
No.
Wait. No, I'm a fucking idiot.
3 armor, don't I?
You have 3 armor.
Yeah.
1 plus 2 is 3. Yeah, I was looking at a second weapon, which he does not have because he has not earned it yet.
Unless he has penetrating
Your
or
armor
piercing.
Tanks it. He does not. No.
Or
Just-
Yep, his hand weapon in a double grip slaps your armor and it just bounces right off, and he's like, fuck. Okay, Blood Reavers down south get to go. Okay, average versus average, 4 dice. Let's do it.
Everyone down south is
That
like super
is-
beat up.
3 plus 1 is 4 damage, bringing this guy to 1 HP. And then this guy doing 2, bringing him down to 1 HP.
Hang in there, guards! You can do it! Oh, fuck!
And finally, the Chaos Marauders, the ones north, are dead, leaving only our south guys who will descend upon one of these guards and likely kill him.
Fuck!
Fuck, with average attack against average defense. Yeah, this guy's super fucked. They only
Sound
need
the
to-
alarm!
All right, they kill this one guy. A free guild guard silently goes down in the night, being slain.
And
The other
we don't
guard
have
looks
reason to
extremely
believe
nervous.
that there's fighting happening to the south because they have not sounded their alarm.
That is a alarm onto itself, Kalara. No warning has come from the south, or no resounding horn has come registering everything else. So, Kalara, we're back to you.
Yeah. I think I'm going to like return to the edge of the peninsula.
Okay.
And call for the guard to come join me. As I cast more lights so that we won't be surprised. Or not.
I don't think you can shout for half a mile.
Oh, fair.
He is in a different zone. You told him to guard a shrine. He's guarding that shrine as if his life depends on it.
Okay, well, then I'm gonna go join him and be like, we need to head to the entrance of the peninsula. It sounds like there are enemies surrounding us. We should fight
Should we
here.
guard the shrine in case they cross the way? He'll argue with you.
Do you know how to swim?
Not argue. I don't, but they might.
Are you serious? Fine, we'll stay here and I'll stretch lights out over the water.
Okay.
To give us good sight.
Okay. Fleshhounds. Let's see if they kill another man.
No.
They are 1v1ing. Good versus average, so they hit on 3s. They have 4, 5 dice to fucking murder these
Whoa,
men.
these hounds have 5
Jeez.
dice. Oh, sick.
That
They're
is
all
5
offense.
hits.
What did
this
you just
one
say?
Dies immediately.
All 5 of one of their
guard at
dice
full
hit.
health.
My
Alright.
God, fuck.
And then the bottom guy is enough to kill him as well.
Guys, I'm
Okay.
really bad on the ladder for defense. I'm scared.
Braga, you are waiting for the militia. The militia have begun to gather. 2 units of them have. They will be here as they await more people. The Free Guild Guard will begin to command them.
Okay.
What do you do?
Free Guild Guard is commanding these guys. Yeah, now that we've got a good number of people Mustard here, I'd say send people after when you can, but make sure to keep it safe here, which is very, very helpful, I'm sure. And then I'm going to start moving forward.
Okay. You can use your movement to go to an adjacent zone, and if you want to sprint, you can go to another.
I will do just that. I will sprint, and I will use a free action to keep my thing maintained, so these guards now have armor instead of the people back there.
Okay. They are now at 2 armor instead of 1. The Free Guild Guard will... one needs to make a morale check, and then we'll come to you, Trakos. I think those guys are just going to assist you and give you 2 extra dice on your next attack roll. I believe that is how the help action works. Cover help. Yeah. So Trakos, in your next attack, you get an additional 2d6 as they flank and maneuver to essentially line up the killing blow, hoping you one-shot this guy. This guy needs to make a soul check to see if he will die standing or not. A soul determination. That is a incredible success. He almost crits on it, and he's going to chill and die with his 1 hit point like a man. And fight, I suppose. He's going to try to kill a man.
Yeah, he might.
Average v average, 3 dice. He will do it. He will kill his enemy.
You can do it, guard. Keep it up.
He looks at the 8 men about to descend on his neck, and he's like, got one of you. Trakos, this comes to you.
Alrighty. I'm going to attack old mate, who pinged off my armor. He's gone, oh fuck, and I'm like, yes, oh fuck.
Yes.
Okay. Add an extra 2d6 to your attack roll.
Okay, 4s to hit. You actually haven't told me.
3s to hit.
3s to hit, and then an extra 2 die.
An extra 2 dice.
Where did the extra 2 die come from?
Is that the melee bonus, or because I don't get to choose how many die?
You will just manually roll 2d6 then.
Okay.
After you roll normally.
So 2. Hold up. Yeah. Actually, I can up 1 to 3, right? 3's a success, so I can have 3 successes there. And then
you need a roll first? That was your previous roll.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
I hit the button. Why didn't it do the thing?
Not seeing it. There may be a little prompt that came up behind your character sheet.
Oh no, my character sheet's on another screen.
Oh.
Oh, weird.
I don't know. Oh, there it is.
Oh my god.
4 successes.
Okay, 4 successes. Yep.
2d6.
Wow.
2d6. You can add your focus point to that.
5.
So that's 6 successes.
All right, you will do 8 damage to this guy, and he will fucking die immediately.
I will cleave him in half.
You do so. His tainted, corrupted blood from the blood god blood spills onto your sword, onto the ground, and you feel good.
All right, I have some more for my turn as well. I turn to the guards. I tell one of them to stay here, and the other one to follow me, and then I want to move. What can I do with metal? I actually haven't read up the metal.
Metal allows you to take another action.
So I can essentially can I terminate a run just like double as far?
Yeah, you can sprint with it.
You can.
Fuck yeah.
You can also use it to do a talent or miracle, double your training on an action or a test, or double your focus for a test.
That is insane in the membrane.
Yes.
All right.
It's true. You should always be using your metal as a player character.
Alrighty. So how far can I run then if I power sprint and tell him to follow me as I run off into the dark?
You can move, and then he will never be able to catch you as you sprint to the edge of the stone or into another.
I want to attack the dogs, so...
Okay, then you can move around here.
Okay. I'll take that.
You're essentially sprinting 2 miles in a minute or so.
I'm a beast.
That's
Like 5 minutes,
insane.
but still, you're zooming, bro.
Humans can sprint like a quarter mile in a minute, and you're just quadrupling that.
You quadrupled it, yeah. And metal is coming from your soul binding. It's not coming from, well, I suppose it's coming from you in a way, but you have never moved this fast nor felt as powerful.
Yeah,
as
I've
you
never
have
felt
now.
the ability to just run and notice how hard I ran, right?
It's true. All right, that was your movement, action, and metal. So this Blood Reaver is going to try to kill this guard. Say goodbye, guard.
No, God, I'm not ready to say goodbye.
Suffers 1 damage and dies.
No.
Rolls crit, doesn't die, laughs in dog's face.
True. He has used his movement to get within close range. So I don't think he can actually move out of his zone, since he does not have metal to do anything.
Oh, do enemies
Normal.
also get metal?
Some do.
Oh, cool.
Not
Just waiting for him to say, not this guy.
No, this guy. Move anywhere within your zone, and you can use your move to an adjacent zone. Okay, so that was his free action to move there. He will now begin to move up. The Chaos Marauders will stick with their master, who is crippled and wounded, but blood for the blood god, baby.
Yeah.
Laura, you see that fires are beginning to spread in the south field to your west. or
Really?
southwest.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yep.
I'll point it
The
out.
Marauders.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's your turn.
I'll point that out to my fellow guard. And as I move the lights basically along the peninsula, how wide is the peninsula? Like, is it several bodies wide or even more than that? Like, can
It's a 1/10 of a mile, so
we? Okay.
500-ish feet.
Okay. So no way we can use that to like as a chokehold to get them to force into single combat if they come this way. Then I will.
would be able to push past you, but you could still kind of keep up with them and defend.
Okay. Then I will use the react action and prepare a spell if any enemies come down this way, and I will order the guard to take the lead, like take the front, while my grub.
Yeah, he'll take point.
My grub.
Your grub will always be on your body, essentially like providing you extra shielding, and try to quite literally body any attacker from hitting you directly.
I actually, with the companion talent, I can order it to move and attack as an action.
Okay.
So, but unless I otherwise do that, yes, you're right.
Okay, cool. Honestly, I think it'll share your initiative. I don't want to.
Yes, it does share my initiative if I give it if I use my action to give it
Perfect.
an action itself. And if I give it an order with my action, it gets both a movement and an action.
Okay.
So yeah.
Cool.
All right, that's my turn.
Do you have a spell in mind?
Yes. Looking at my sheet, trying to find my sheet. Where did my sheet go? Arcane Bolt.
Okay, cool. Fleshhounds get to go. They spent their movement and free action mauling the corpses that they were fighting against last turn. And then they hear the distinct, fast-moving clanking of the living thunderbolt and will begin to move towards him. They are fast, so they are easily able to just move straight towards you and attack.
I gain bonuses because I am the underdog, baby. I'll post it
What's
in the chat.
bonus? Within close range at the start, your melee increases 1 step. This benefits, so you will gain, rather than being good, you will be, I believe, great.
Yep, and then might also get the bulwark, which is also if there's two or more enemies attacking me, I gain defense.
Your defense. Okay, so now you're great for melee and defense. So you are one. What's up?
I just want to point out it says that this happens at the start of your turn.
Oh yeah, that's fine. But I'm just saying, after they attack me, it's all over for them.
Okay.
Yeah. So you, it would seem that you don't benefit if, like, in this particular moment.
Well, I'm running at them and they're running at me.
Okay. Rules lawyer needs to stop. I can DM. Thank you, Apollo.
Sorry. I'm just,
Don't
you know,
argue while
new system. I'm chewing on it. I'm chewing on the crunchiness.
Flesh hounds. They do 1+ success damage. They got 3 successes, so your armor absorbs the first bite.
Oh yeah.
And it looks like it's gonna happen again. Your armor is saving your ass as you are bit down and you shove them off. Braga, we come to you.
All right. So I'm gonna see the same guard just like chilling here at the front gate that I had told to go get out there and be like, come with me. And then I assume I also see the burning happening to the south.
Oh yeah, for sure. It is the dark of night. Fire is easy to see. And
how I'm a little unclear on zones and how closing to melee range works. But my intent is to head down towards those guys.
Okay. You will. It is better to just move to the adjacent zone and then ready an action to fight. In this case.
Okay. Or hold on.
Or dodge.
Let me double check on one thing. I should have double checked before. Yeah. Okay. I will just ready and attack them.
Sounds good. Okay, free guild guard goes. One dude was like, hey, follow me to the Stormcast. He saw you heading south and was like, where'd he go? He just loses you immediately.
He saw what direction I ran.
You mean there's not like huge impressions in the earth of where his feet were?
All right, he's gonna make an awareness check. That's a 1 and 2 3s, baby. My boy is not smart. He like heads to the fields and is like, Stormcast, man, where'd you go, dude? He'll like hear a thunderclap of blades and be like, oh fuck. He'll get that.
He's gonna be pissed.
Like, one free guild guard will hang out with you, Braga. I was like, oh, this guy's cool. The other militia will rise and fill in the blanks. Trakos, it is time to fell some beasts. You can tell that one is slightly injured because he has a halberd head in his head.
It's all right. I'll relieve him of his head. All right. So I attack. Target die.
You are right? You are 1 step ahead of its defense, I believe.
Yep.
No, you're 2 steps ahead.
So it's 2 to hit.
I believe that is the case.
Oh, this is not nice for them.
No,
2 or more steps ahead is a 2. So you're
2s to hit. That is all successes. Do you wish to do anything with your metal?
No. I'm going to attack again if I kill this one. So.
You do 7 points of damage. It has 2 armor, turning 4 hit points into negative. You kill this one.
All right. And then I literally attack the other one. I'll just like cleave through and then just go for the second one, chopping that wood.
Okay. Well, let's see it.
And then
That is
I
4
will raise that one. So 5 successes.
So stupid.
5 successes. All right. You do 7 points of damage, and it is at 1 hit point. Or 1 toughness, I should say.
You got to remember we're heroes and they're
Hang on.
grunts.
Wait a minute. You're no longer an underdog in this situation.
That's true.
So it's actually 3s to hit.
That's okay.
All right.
I get
1
4.
health point
He
back.
gets 1 left. But wouldn't in the wording it says the benefits last until the round. So if I start cutting them down, technically same round.
Oh yeah, same round. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, back to 1. Thank you.
Thank you.
It
All
like
right.
it like checks the condition at the start of your turn and then lasts the whole round or the whole
that's
turn.
nasty.
This Blood Reaver will see a lonesome dwarf and will begin to move towards them. You had readied an attack. What kind of attack?
I have a my ancestral battle axe that I can bring down.
Oh shit.
Okay, it goes towards you. What is your place on the ladder?
Average.
You are average. Its defense is average as well, so forced to hit.
2, 4.
Nice.
2 successes.
2 successes, which is more than enough to take him down. Okay. That ends all the Blood Reavers.
Get him out of the turn order.
The Chaos Marauders are now going to do what is known as a fucky wucky maneuver and bum rush you. So, Braga, what's your armor at now?
Average.
2?
Or sorry, defense is average, armor's 2.
Cool. So they have 4s to hit you. There are 6 members within the squad.
Whoa.
Or swarm, I should say. All right, so fun thing about swarms, guys. If there are, for this unit, 3 or more Chaos Marauders, they get 1 additional toughness to their thing, and they get an extra 1d6 to their attacks.
Wow.
These guys are incredibly reckless, so they get a lot of attacks initially. Just being on their own, for example, these guys get 5 separate dice rolls to make. So this is 5 plus 5 more for 10 dice in total, which are coming down straight on you.
Is that separated over 2 attacks, or is that all in one?
It's just all in one.
I like this.
All right.
I do
Hell
too.
yeah.
Yep.
It's not, oh, you roll 7 different attacks. It's just they all roll at once. I like it.
Yeah.
The big weakness of swarms is they take double damage from like environmental sources and spells that affect a area. So if you have like a big AoE, like a fireball, they would, if it dealt like 5 damage, they would instead suffer 10 and be wiped out.
Wow.
Yeah. Alrighty. So let's do these 5 at a time. They need 4s to hit you, I believe.
Sounds right. If
Defense
they're
is
average. Yeah.
All right. That's 3, 4, 5. 5. Perfectly average.
Oh my god.
Hits on you, which is subtracted. So
By
1
2.
plus 5 is 6 damage in total. Their weapon gives them 1 damage plus success, which is mitigated by armor flat. So if you have 2
So it's
armor,
4.
yeah, you suffer 4.
I suffer half of my toughness.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
That is it for them. Some of them were burning, it seems, and were a little bit distracted, not noticing the fire slayer before them. Kalara,
So
you see torch light.
yeah, okay, so that's why the fields were catching fire, is because I'm seeing torches moving. Yeah, in that case, I think I'll just tell this guard, like, if anything starts coming down the peninsula, like, blare your horn. I'm going to go help. And I will move to this zone as an action. And I will use
as your movement.
or as my movement. Oh, so movement and an action, huh?
Yeah, you get movement and an action and a free action.
Okay. Then as my action, I'll cast a spell.
Okay. Please do.
I'm looking at the list of actions, which is very comprehensive. I really appreciate it. I see that you can charge to gain +1 d6 for an attack, but but it reduces your defense. I'm wondering if there's a way to do the same, but for magic spells. It doesn't look like it.
I don't think so.
So yeah, I'll just go ahead and cast a spell. This is called Shield of Thorns.
Ooh.
Wow, and I managed it. It's a 5/2. And I have a focus point, so that'll bring it up to 3 successes, which is 1 overcast. So roots and vines spring from the earth, and especially since this is like where the fire grass is it fire grass? I think like the fire grass just like sprouts thorns in a specific area that I like in the area I cast of this battlefield, which clads allies in a protective barrier of thorns. Each ally in the zone gains +1 armor, in this case +2 armor. Or no, it's +1 damage. Okay, so +1 armor at the until the start of my next turn. Additionally, any attacker that hits a creature affected by the Shield of Thorns suffers 1 damage.
Very nice.
In this case, and 2 damage. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
And this lasts for 2 rounds, not 1. So I'll mark myself with a 2. Okay.
That is not the case. It has to be one or the other.
Oh, it's one or the other. Oh, good call. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's an extra damage.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
That brings us to the Fleshhounds, baby. It is no longer your turn, so it's good against good. It's forced to hit you. I need this to actually roll decently. God damn it. All right. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. 4 + 1 is 5 damage.
So I take 2 hits.
Yes.
2 hits to my toughness.
Oof.
2 hits to your toughness. Even a god can bleed. The Fellhound, this reptilian, underjowled hound, lets out a low hiss, knowing you're gonna fucking murder it here.
Yeah, it's about to die.
Yeah, it's so fucking dead.
All right, these guys are swarming over me, and I need to deal with them immediately. So I think I'm just gonna make an attack.
Okay.
With Ancestral Battle Axe. And these guys have average defense?
They sure do.
All right.
These guys are the Bernie boys.
Nice.
So 3 damage.
3 damage is dealt. They have 1 armor though. So you're only going to be doing 2, but you kill 2 of them. Meaning they will not be hitting you with 10 attacks next turn.
That is the point.
Okay, you cut them down. The Free Guild Guard, who is also benefiting from the shield, since he is an ally, he hopes. I'll try to help you out here. Average the average. He gets 3 dice. That's 1. Okay, he will kill 1 guy. That ends the Free Guilds. All right. Trakos, end this man's career.
All right. I'm about to fuck up this whole man's career.
Do it. He's got average defense. You're a step ahead.
Oh, I said it. Yeah.
It.
Hold up. Cancel. I accidentally stepped up.
You're great.
There we go. Yeah, he did.
He is super dead.
Woo!
You fell the Fleshhounds.
Alrighty. Can I make it to this combat in 1 turn?
If you burn your metal to sprint.
Can I just get there and then next turn attack?
You can get to this zone with your movement.
Alrighty.
I love that this.
Essentially, we're doing 5-minute rounds.
Fuck it, let's meddle it.
Oh.
He sees me zoom past, and I'm like, I'm going this way. You continue down to that gate.
This guard.
This guard is like, what? I'm just fucking lost, man. Okay.
What is even going on?
The Blood Reavers are dead. The Chaos Marauders see magic. They have no way of defending against it. But they did injure a dwarf, and they are going to kill them. Blood for the Blood God. Okay. So if they hit, they suffer damage, correct?
They will suffer 2 damage.
Okay.
Any attacker that hits a creature affected by Shield of Thorns suffers 2 damage. Yes.
Okay.
So they have to hit first.
Sounds good. Okay. They are hitting at 7. They are still technically a swarm since there are 3 of them in this. Oh my god, they're rolling great.
Wait, does that
what's your
mean that they
defense
take...
again?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Defense is average.
Defense is average. Okay. That's 6 more damage.
Mitigated by 3.
Whatever your armor is.
Yep. So I believe I have 1 from my rune, 1 from my continuing my thing every turn, and 1
Aura.
from the
Shield of Thorns.
Yep.
So you go down to 1 toughness.
Yep.
Oh my god, that Shield
All
of
right.
Thorns coming in clutch.
It's true.
They take 2.
Okay.
Well, wait, but I thought
they
as
may take more.
yeah, if they're a swarm, John, you said something about swarms
The
taking
swarm
double
suffers
damage.
double damage from effects that target a zone. I don't think that counts because this affects allies, not the zone itself.
So the spell does say target zone. I will leave it to your interpretation, though.
Either way, they're dead this turn.
Like,
They're dead this turn, but I want to just make sure that we get it right.
sure.
I think it affects allies in your zone.
It affects
Not
allies
enemies.
in your zone. Yes, correct.
Yeah, I'd go with that wording too.
So these guys are going to suffer 2, which means there's 1 marauder left. They swing, and in their fury and zeal, they strike at you, Braga, and then are impaled by this fire grass that has sprouted many thorns. There is 1 guy left. Kalara, what are you gonna do to kill them?
My
Bad
grub.
wizard.
I grab the head of my grub and I pull back on its 4-foot-long tail, and I just like a spring lash it out, and it's gonna fling towards an attack. So it has a weapons skill of okay.
Does it get any extra stuff? I will just show you this character sheet. I should have done this a while ago.
It's
Go to bio and info. It's down there at the
thank
bottom.
you.
Snapping mandibles.
yeah.
It says 2d6, 1 plus success damage.
It gets
If ranked.
oh yeah. I don't
It might not get anything extra.
well, I don't even see the weapon attack here.
It's at the bottom. It's not in. I did not program. The sheet.
Under bio. Yeah. I have this in my notes, but yeah, I think it's 3d6. And it's attack
Choose
is
to believe you.
average. Their defense.
It's average as well.
Okay, that's 3 force.
Force. Okay. 4 damage is dealt to this thing. This 1 marauder is grubbed, bit in the neck, and then burrowed inside.
Yeah.
As you all watch in both fascination, I suppose, because neither one of you have seen one of these creatures kill a man before. and then begin to gorge itself on its intestines to begin the returning to Earth process. Kalara, do you allow it to finish this and enter a comatose state?
Sure, why not? I mean, we suspect that there is some sort of corruption in this environment. Yeah.
For 5d6 or 1d6 days.
Yeah, and the bitter grubs are very interesting, and you all would have probably asked me on our trip here, like, hey, what's the deal with your grub? And I'm like, well, when it eats dead things, it can release a spore that purifies the land. And these words ring in your head as the grub is just like feasting on the corpses of our enemies here. After eating its fill, it spins itself into a cocoon and just sits there.
Okay. I have rolled in secret when it will come back out. I have denoted it on its character token, which I've sent to the GM layer.
Perfect.
So in 1d6 days, this thing will finish its process and then deal with the, I suppose, patches of firegrass, which are already quickly spreading. One of the sad things about firegrass is firegrass burns really easily. Sure, it can be made into a durable textile, which, strangely enough, resists fire damage or being burned. But in its natural state, it is a thing that easily conflagrates. And as the shadows begin to grow longer and longer, and a laughing god is secretly heard by no one in particular, we will end tonight's session here. When we come back, we will learn how to do recovery. We will see the aftermath of the battle and likely see the second wave begin to form. Guys, thank you all so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
I had so much fun.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying this mechanical system. It's really streamlined. I like it. And since I've read it, it's very intuitive. Hopefully for the viewers it is as well.
Yeah, any thoughts we want to share about the game so far?
Mate, this campaign could just become a slaughterhouse. I'm in. Like, you sold me on the combat mechanics. I'm down. But no, I really enjoyed this. This is fucking sick.
I can't wait till we do all of our armor adding things on top of the 3 armor of our big boy, and then just,
let me
watch attacks bounce off.
Stand there and fight multiple enemies at the same time.
John, you were so wise to split us up.
I agree. I think it would have been a less dynamic battlefield. I like the core game gives me as a GM advice on how to make combats a little more interesting, and spreading the party's attention is one of them.
Yeah,
which I'm really interested in.
Yeah, and I'm really glad the system seems to handle that super well, especially as you rightfully did, of kind of like extrapolating rounds from a few seconds to a few minutes.
Yeah,
I like that.
I don't know if that's in the book. I'm pretty sure we did not follow timing right, but I say fuck it.
I don't care.
This system is fantastic to abstract things and turn them off. If there is a narrative consistency in the future where combat is 6 seconds and suddenly Millman's character can't run 2.5 miles in a round, that's just because of the environment. On a straight plain field, nothing can stop a living lightning bolt, but maybe in a cave where there's a moat of lava or like some sort of pit, he has to be a little bit more careful with his movement and has to make some conscious choices. Either way, if you call me inconsistent, you can go fuck yourself. I am great at my job. Fuck off.
I can see the farmer coming out tomorrow, be like, there's fire on this side, and just big trample fucking lines through my fields on the other side.
Do elephants exist? Yeah. I'm glad we all had fun. This was my first time actually running combat in this. It felt strange at first, but once we were like in initiative, and I'm like, okay, I can just consult my ladder. This is super intuitive.
It's very
I
smooth.
really enjoyed that. Yeah. I like that it's not based on AC or like flat numbers, and like you being better against the flesh hounds because you were outnumbered.
That's actually why I took those
cooler.
traits. There was lots of talents that were like, for diplomacy, you can be more like, I am a leader, right? And it was like, I could do that, or I can become a battle turtle if things hit the fan. And it was like, I'll go battle turtle. And then when I level up, or if I get more skill points or training time, I can put more points into the talkie skills.
That's true. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I hope you guys really enjoyed this scenario that I've concocted.
Yeah.
I hope you guys get through it all right.
Rest in peace, guards.
Yeah.
Don't worry, next session I'm going to be organizing their righteous burials.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. Apollo, any shout outs you want to make?
Let's see. On Sunday, I'll be on Greg Hansen's channel with his new show, Fellowship of Souls, where I'm playing a Dex Halfling Barbarian that basically was Mario against Bowser in Nintendo 64's Super Mario 64. It was a fantastic first fight, and it's only going to get better from here. So come check us out. And then come check John and I out on Wednesdays for our Stars Without Number campaign. Next Wednesday, we will be starting our Sherlock Holmes consulting detective esque hack of Stars Without Number for this campaign.
I'm told by an inner source that it's going to be our last Sherlock Holmes interlude as well.
Really?
Which I'm super excited for. Yeah,
who did you hear that from? That's not my understanding. Oh, interesting.
One of your players who really hates this fucking.
Oh, okay.
Feels good. Millman, where can we find you?
You can find me here on Twitch under Millman. I stole that name from some AFK user years ago.
Hey.
I think today I'm feeling like just salt, so I might play League and then change into something else later tonight. Yous will probably wake up to me playing something different, and then I'll change my mind again and be on another game again. Depends on who comes in first into my Discord. It'll be one going, oh, I've been here waiting. I'm like, okay, what are we playing? Play that. And then one of the other boys, T, will come in and be like, oh, do you want to finish Sons of the Forest today? And I'm like, sure. Let's go blast some cannibals.
Nice.
Coron, where can we find you? Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, so tomorrow at noon my time, but 10 Pacific, we'll be on Greg Hansen's stream, both me and John. So for some fun hunting giants. Check it out.
Woo!
Take acid and
Soul
fire.
Crusher, Rumble Roar, a key member of the raid team from my old Monday show.
Oh,
He's
man.
gonna be there. It's
That's gonna be a great group.
Oh, all three of the teams are represented.
It's true. That's pretty crazy. Oh man. Yeah. Guys, I think that's it. Have a wonderful afternoon, evening, and night wherever you are. And as always, I hope you have a bad morning.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting to say morning.
Well, thanks for joining us for our new awesome campaign, and thank you, John, for being our GM. We really appreciate it. All right. Have a good night, everyone. Bye-bye.